seen the course. What do you think so far of Madison and then University Ridge?
Well, I got a lot of opinions on that, and they're all good. I came in on Tuesday and played practice round right away, and love the golf course. It's really beautiful golf course in great condition. The front nine's a little different than the back. The back nine's more in the trees, and front nine's a little more open. But the golf course is really fun to play. It has a really neat diversity of holes, but you have a unique setup with the 5 par 5s and 5 par 3s. It's very unusual to do that. And the par 5s, the way they're playing, even though some of them are really long, the long hitters on our tour, the way the fairways are running out, they're all reachable. And I could see a guy, if he got really hot, could be 15 under on the par 5s alone if he really, that's would be ridiculous, but he could do it. And then there's some really scoreable par 4s. But the par 3s are really good. So I really predict that the scores will be really low because the golf course is in great condition and just the way it's playing right now. And even though we'll play the golf course probably a little over 7,100 yards, it'll be still playing pretty short. I think for some of these long hitters, they can cut the corners and do some things on some of those par 5s. And then I did some events last night with Striker. I did one at the Edgewater Hotel, and that was a beautiful venue. And then the Pro-Am party was at Monona Terrace, and that was a beautiful venue. And the downtown is just really pretty on those lakes.
I'm proud of you that you remembered all the names.
Yeah, I know. I did. I did pretty good with that.
And your knee is good?
The knee's great. Yeah, the knee gave me my Striker gave me my career back. I had it replaced at the end of '09, and I was done. I couldn't play. I couldn't do anything really. I played pretty good through 9, and at the very end of the year, I was kind of stumbling here, but at the very end of the year, I didn't have any chance of playing. My knee just really got painful. Any uneven lie, anytime I was in a bunker, I couldn't really hit those shots, so my game went to the toilet. And I finally just said, enough's enough, and I had it replaced at the end of '09, and it gave me an opportunity to rehab the knee and get it strong again, and it acts like a normal knee. And now there's no thinking about if I ever play bad, it's not because of my knee, that's for sure, because I don't even think of that anymore. It's just working on my golf swing and everything else. Knee's great.
Do you think that's what happens to a lot of these guys out here, is that their bodies just kind of, from all the stress you put on your body?
You know what it is out here, it's overuse injuries. I didn't hurt my knee because of golf. I hurt my knee because of other stuff. But when we get hurt out here, and at the age we are, we don't heal like we used to. So it's a lot of overuse type injuries out here. But we have had quite a few people with knees and hip replacements. And I've become the walking, talking testimonial to how you can get your life back with replacement parts, basically. And it's worked out really perfect with Striker. And really my message to him is, why wait? A lot of people are really scared of going through what they think is it is a very invasive surgery, but the back end of it is, it really gets you back to where you can do the everyday things. And the everyday things are just the simple things you don't think about when you're not aching in the knees or the hips, is getting in and out of a car and going up and down steps. A simple thing is gardening or even walking the dog. And you get all that back and you can do it and you don't think about it anymore. So it's really cool.
For a guy like you you turned 60 now, is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Thanks
thanks
for
that.
But does that add years to your career? I mean, does it make you, does it kind of get you back maybe to where you were at 55 or
Well, my career was done at 2009. If I didn't get my knee replaced, I couldn't play golf at a high level. I couldn't do anything really. So for me, it was great. And in hindsight, I wish I had done it earlier. That was the biggest thing. I wish I didn't wait the 2 years that I waited. I played 2 years with it as being really a bad knee and dysfunctional knee. So once I did all the rehab and I got the replacement, did all the rehab, off and running literally. It was not an issue anymore.
So you feel competitive again? Is it kind of giving you a new lease?
Yeah. I've won tournaments right after I had the knee replaced, and this year has been the worst start I've ever had, but it has nothing to do with my knee. It has everything to do with my putting so far this year. But I'm playing well. I'm healthy. I love being out here. I walk all the time out here. Sometimes we're allowed to have carts, and I don't take them. So it doesn't matter how hilly it is or anything else. I work it out pretty hard.
How do the guys that don't have the length that maybe a Rock or a Bernhard might have handle this course? I mean,
well, they're not the long hitters. Those two are.
Yeah.
You mentioned two guys are.
Okay,
they're probably a little above average, but they're not the long hitters. The long hitters the Kenny Perry and the John Houston and John Rieger and those guys that can absolutely kill it. Doug Garwood and Scott McCarron. Scott McCarron's playing really well. Billy Andre's longer than people think he is, and these par fives are going to eat them up. So it's just you got to beat them with the wedges and the putter. You're still going to come down to putting. You can't out ball strike a good putter. That's my saying. If you're putting good, that's the equalizer. So you can't out ball strike them. So it's still going to come down to the guy making the pars. But there's going to be some eagle putts out here. You're going to have the 5 par 5s, and then number 15's very short par 4. Actually, one day I think on Saturday we're going to play it on the up tee and make it drivable. And it's going to be that's a fun hole. I played it yesterday up on the front tee, and really fun up there. Even for me, I reached it.
So if you got to shoot low, is everything a green light? Is everything aggressive?
Yeah, it's pretty much green light out here. I think the defense out here would be, wind is always tough. The golf course is in great condition, fun golf course, aesthetically pleasing to the eye. There's about, the par 3s are very good. There's a couple par 4s that are very good that you got at 10 and number 4. Number 4 is a really tough hole. But other than those, you got a lot of green light specials. You just got to get by a couple of those holes and don't make any big boo-boos, and then set up all the birdies and then knock them down.
Is that more fun to play defensive?
Well, I don't think anybody plays defensive out here very often. I mean, it's not very, we don't have U.S. Open setups very often, like Oakmont last week, where, it's hard to let it go because you got rough this high and you got green speeds that are just ridiculous. So that puts you on defense when you have extreme conditions like that. And the regular tour doesn't play those conditions very often, and we don't play those conditions very often. We'll try to get there with our majors, but not defensive golf. No, guys are green lighting it all the time. You see Bernhard scores and everybody like that. I mean, in 3 rounds, it's amazing how good and how low guys shoot, because we play golf courses, we average almost 7,100 yards. People think we're playing at 6,600, and we're not. We're back there pretty far.
You spent time on both tours, a long career. What's the difference in the experience as a golfer in the Champions Tour versus regular tour? How is it different from your day-to-day world?
There's not much different, really, other than we got the 2 Pro-Ams, and that's a big difference, but that's what's our selling point. We're really friendly to the corporate golf, really, and all the entertainment we do. So it's a big deal to have the Pro-Ams and do the 2 days of those and really entertain the sponsors and everybody else for 2 days, and then give them a good show on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's a little bit different, but the competitive-wise, it's the same. It really is. The guys want to win. We competed our whole life. We know each other really well. We're all really good friends, but we want to beat everybody's brains in on the golf course. We want to win, and we're hungry to win. Bernhard works. The guys that worked hard on the regular tour are still the guys that work hard out here, and the guys that do. Nobody's really changed up. But the one thing is, when guys are coming off the regular tour and they turn 50, they get pretty hungry again. They reignite their fire, and they're ready to come out here and take an opportunity to try to, what they think, beat up on the old guys. But they become one of the old guys, but you're actually kind of a teenager for age 50 to 52 statistically on what you do out here. Other than Bernhard, who's outside the box, and a couple other guys that play really well later on in their career, but or in their age. But it's very competitive out here, and that's what we do.
How do you feel about the health of this tour?
I think we're doing really well. We have 26 events. We're doing really well for what we do, which is entertain the corporate. We have a good name recognition. That's kind of the biggest thing. We have a lot of guys that follow golf. The people that do follow golf know a lot of guys out here because they've been following it a long time. And they don't know on the regular tour a lot of these young guys yet. They're doing a good job, but there's just so many good players out there. And out here, we have 81 guys every week, and it's half the field almost, and a lot of guys that people have been following their whole career. So it makes it fun for people to follow and just see how we're doing.